so it's been 2 years since we did the intensive. I would just love to hear, and again, I know it's hard to kind of be like, oh my God, how do I separate out exactly what was impacted by this intensive? But if there is anything specific that you can parse out over the past 2.5 years, it's been really helpful. Like, what are the lasting impacts or the lingering impact that the intensive has left you with?
I think the content of the intensive, between learning about the systems of of what, just the water that we swim in, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus like all the knowledge of your nervous system, plus the knowledge of human design, all these things just cohesively, I think we're just really empowering to of that ability to like trust and just be like, okay, yeah, like this is the path. Like there's nothing wrong with me that I'm not productive every darn day. And so I think it's just been really reassuring to me for 2.5 years. I'm much more gracious with myself. I think after sustainable success, I am much more like giving myself breaks, letting myself, I don't want to say off the hook, but that patriarchal capitalistic messaging, it's strong. It's really, really, really strong. So sustainable success was huge in my what's the word when you leave religion? And deconstruction. I'll say that. Deconstruction.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
It was a big catalyst in deconstructing just the messages that are given into me. That is just, I think in that deconstruction, I'm more integrated. I am more wise. I know myself better. And it's just helpful tools to always come back to, genuinely. Like, I was struggling last week, 2.5 years later, went through my sustainable success stuff to realize, oh, my nervous system is in a fight state. I know because these are the things I'm experiencing, and here's how I start de-thawing and make my way out of it. So it's been very impactful.
I love that. Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to mention that 2.5 years later, even a week before we met, she was pulling out the slides, going through the tools.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yes. It sounds like it helped to kind of make some things that were invisible, that were having a negative impact, visible. And it really helped you to deconstruct, like, okay, yes, these are the systems that are impacting me, and I get to make another choice. I get to choose to rest. I get to choose to take care of my body, to take care of my nervous system. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Tell me about, do you think it played any role, and it might not have, that's totally fine, in deciding, you know what, I'm going to go and get a job. I'm going to go and take the pressure off of myself.
That's a good question. Probably. We would have finished this.
And it's okay if not.
Yeah. It's spring. I think it was a year after, because in 2024 in the spring, I was like, this is not quite working, and I need some safety with it. But I keep in mind the things genuinely of like, the money stuff a little bit. Like, I make more money when because I actually have my chart right here. Like when you're taking bold action, being visible. And when I was involved in some networking groups, and when I realized, like, okay, I need a job, like I was in those networking groups, and I was like, I'm going to make a pivot, like taking bold action. And I was able to get a job quite quickly. So especially as I'm wanting to revamp my freelancing, the things that I've learned that work, they're definitely on my mind, and thinking about myself as a manifestor. What does that mean? Like, even just the what you told me about your one friend who has a business where essentially she like sells for like a week or 2 weeks, and then like is not. I feel like myself, I'm definitely someone, I get surges and then I need rest. So I would love to like be building in that direction. So I think I'm gonna walk into that money authority.
Yeah. Okay, so it sounds like it really, again, gave you that awareness of like, hey, like
Yeah.
this is the way that works best for me. Like a model, right? A model that's going
Yes.
to work best for me is going to account for my creative urges and then those times where I need to rest. And the way that I make money, which we're going to go into much deeper this time around, but it sounds like even just
Yeah.
knowing when I take bold action, like that is how I have been able to create success for myself. And it sounds like you got some
Mhm.
real proof of that in the
Absolutely.
networking.
I had another full-time job in 2 weeks. That doesn't happen in this market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I just think as I'm getting older and wiser, and I think a lot of things play with this, but especially like the things of sustainable success when I'm more aware of just like things like trusting and like things
Hmm.
falling into places I'm
Yeah.
continuing to let go. That was like that
Mm.
was wild. I mean, I didn't want to leave that job. I loved the work, but I'm like, I can't work in this. This is like,
Mhm.
and I left and then got another job in less than 2 weeks.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Which
Bold
this
action for the win.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
And I think it was a combo of like, yes, bold action, but also the surrender, right? And the
Yes.
trust that you are going to be okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So crazy.
Wow. Cool.
And I love the
Oh.
work that I'm getting to do now. And it's fully
Mhm.
remote. My job before was hybrid and offices really drain me. I don't like them.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You
And
know.
and yeah, yes, I do know. I'm not meant for an office, that's for
I
sure.
know.
But yeah, I know that a lot of the other participants were further along in their business. I think
Yes.
you were the one that was kind of newer, but I did bring in, which I want, and I'm still going to this time, even if they're established, is that it's okay to go and get a job or to get income that's coming
Yes.
in outside of your business when, there's no shame in that. There's no shame. It is absolutely essential to you living out your mission in this world. Who knows the skills that you're gaining from these
Yeah.
positions are going to feed into when you step out again on your own.
Right.
It's all important. It's all part of the grounding process and really being
Yeah.
able to live into your legacy. Yeah.
And that's as I work on what I think my next iteration of my business will be. Like, I
Hmm.
know I just want to do it and I like as in a way, like as luxuriously slow as I can. Like
Yes.
I'm not on a
Hmm.
rate like when it was my only income, of course it
Hmm.
was really stressful. And yeah, I was so new
Yeah.
at it. But I mean, my full-time job isn't perfect, but it's a pretty sweet gig. I work on a
Yeah.
great team. The work is fun. So I'm like, I'm not
Mm.
leaving that anytime soon. And I think in having that safety, me personally, I do better work. Like I can, it just I like take some pressure off. I'm okay with a little pressure, but like too much, it's just too much.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Well, I love your intention for this next iteration. I'm a Taurus sun at heart, slow, steady. That is the way. So